No, it's true. We made every state. One state, we didn't have anything there to look at, and we were close, so I drove across the line and come back.
But you were there.
I was there. So yeah, I answered that right. Anything. I think it's most everything that I can think of has been improved, like your lights. I went to school, studied by a coil lamp, of course. So then finally, eventually, over the years, we did get electricity. You know, there wasn't more than 3, I don't imagine.
Wow.
It's a one-room school, 8th grade. So, and there wasn't over 20 at the most in the whole entire school. Like I said, when the Depression hit and our family split, Dad and Mom got a divorce, and I started working out, and I got a job in Norwood, Missouri, on a farm, $3 a week, 7 days a week. Well, I didn't think that was all I wanted, so they had talked about how nice it was to go to Arkansas and pick strawberries. Well, we caught a freight train, went to Arkansas.
How old was you?
Well, that would have been, early 20s. No, I'd been about 16, 15 or 16. But anyway, we got down there and it's too early. Berries wasn't ripe, so they said, well, there's a good job a little further down south picking spinach. Well, away we went, 3 of us, my younger brother and me and a cousin. Well, we went down there. Believe it or not, it rained the 3 days we stayed. We made, I think I had 11 cents when I left that job. Well, we went back to the strawberry patch, and they caught my brother putting rocks in the bottom of the basket so it'd weigh quicker. Well, they fired all of us. So my cousin and I, we decided, well, this is not the country for us. We're going west. So we caught a freight train, several freight trains. Wherever they stopped and left a boxcar, why, we jumped out and went and asked for something to eat, because I had a nickel when I left, and I bought me a pair of socks with it. So we both left broke. But anyway, we got to Pueblo, Colorado. And there was a freight train fixed to pull out, and boy, you could see the hobos, is what we call them, loading. So we grabbed it, and he had a sister in Denver and a relative in California. And he said, don't make any difference, we'll go. So it went to Denver. Well, we got there, and yes, we found her. And let's see, we walked about...
I worked in a 10-cent store on weekends when I was going to school, just weekends and Christmas holidays. And I was in the candy department, so I was in a good place because I liked the candy.
Paid?
$10.
$10 what?
$10 a week.
$10 a week?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What about did you
and
work?
that was good pay. And when my dad had the gas station, he paid the men that worked for him each $25 a week. That was their pay, their wage. That if it was now, I would be arrested because Ronnie and Donnie stayed alone when I worked. That's what people did. They left their kids. They didn't. That's how safe it was, you know. They didn't have anybody to take care of their kids. There were no nursery or anything like that. And so they just left their kids if they had to go to work. And that's what I did with Ronley and Donnie. Well, when she was, I think she was 22, and she got up one morning to go to work, and she couldn't walk, and she said, Mom, my mother, she said, Mom, I can't walk. And Mom called the doctor, and he called it polio radicalitis. He didn't know what to call it because it was like polio, but he said it wasn't polio, but very similar. And she was taken to the hospital, and he said that the poison went through her body instead of coming out, instead of her breaking out with the measles. The poison went through her body, and that's what poisoned her. And she was not lame,
like crippled or paralyzed, or
paralyzed from the waist down.
Wow.
She was in the hospital for 3 months, and they called a bed tent, and it was made of wood, and it was up and over and down like that, and it was up about a foot that they put in under the covers to keep the quilts and things, the sheets up off of her legs and feet, because she couldn't stand to have anything touch her legs.
Oh, wow.
She was very sick. And then when she came home after the 3 months, why, it was a while before she could be up. Mom and I can remember we had a long driveway in our house, and Mom would get her under one arm and I'd get her under the arm, and we'd just drag her along the driveway back and forth, because at first she just, with her feet, you know, pick them up and drop them down like that, and then eventually, the more that we took her back and forth, why, she finally got so that she could raise her feet a little bit, and then I guess about maybe a year or more, I can't remember now how long that it took before she could walk. Yeah, when the war was going on, why, we had no coffee. Lots of times we'd go without coffee for a week or more before we could buy it at the store. The store would be sold out. And what else did we have? Oh, bacon and sugar we couldn't get. You'd go to the store, and the stores would be the shelves bare where the sugar and the coffee was supposed to be, because people would stand like at the door to get in to see if they could get the sugar or the coffee.